most dudes don't truly care about your past unless it's affecting this right here.
Right now. Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host Big Country.
What's good, people? How y'all doing?
You couldn't let the process be the process. And that's the frustrating part about it, is that's when that broken person goes to another person
And
creates another broken person.
Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host Big Country.
What's good, people?
All right. What it do? Before we jump into this topic, if I could get y'all to go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. It helps us out.
Helps the channel out.
Helps the channel. We trying to grow. We want to take y'all on that journey and help y'all and allow y'all to be a part of that journey. So
you could grow with us.
Easy. Like, share, subscribe, and if you can see it's a notification bell somewhere around there, if you want to click that too, I'd appreciate you. We gonna jump into it, shooting the breeze. What is expected of women when building a relationship?
Like, initially, I was like, what are women supposed to do? And I'm not talking about when we get into a relationship and we start getting serious and, oh, you love me, I love you. Then we start finding out certain roles. But before then, when you initially do things, because now as a guy, even until this day, we still do the same things we've always done. You pay for the date. You try not to say nothing stupid.
Yep.
You try to put your best foot forward, even though I believe you should just be yourself. But as a woman, what do you think women are actually supposed to do, like on a first date?
In the past, kings, queens usually use their daughters as bartering systems. Like, oh, I want to be part of your kingdom, so here you marry my daughter. Now our kingdoms have that link. So it encouraged us not to go to war and all that. So, But then, of course, we got westernized, which is a beneficial thing and a hindrance at the same time. So once we got to where, but of course, this is back in the day.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. It's back in the day. Women's job was to maintain value. And how you maintain value was, some people call it purity, some people but it's like, you want to leave yourself exclusive.
Okay.
I'm with this guy. I bear his children.
But that ain't happening nowadays.
And that's what I'm saying. So because that's not so much of a thing anymore, like, because premarital sex just run rampant. I don't even think we should call it premarital sex at this point, because, it's some people don't even see the value in marriage like that. So I don't know if we can call it premarital sex. What we can call it is, at this point, it's just sex. So
yeah,
when you got promiscuity, the way it is, women with the whole feminist and the empowerment, which I'm not knocking you, I'm not praising you though, but I'm just stating what I see. I'm making an observation. So you're no longer exclusive to the man, right? And majority of the time, the cosmopolitan woman, based on, this artificial construct, you want to basically do what men do. So you want the jobs that men want. You basically want to be in competition with men, right?
Okay.
Being that you're in competition with men on that realm and you seek to be equals to men, if we were working in an ideal world, which wouldn't be beneficial for either sex. I'm going to put that out there first. It wouldn't be beneficial to either sex.
Okay.
Women would optimally pursue men the same way men pursue women. Like, because if there's no standard for the value that you bring anymore, the only issue with it is we don't necessarily value that. I haven't put myself in a position to want a chick to be like, oh, you need to pay for this day. I don't care.
Because let's be honest, no matter how much we want to say it, it's rarely you're going to get a woman that's going to pay for the first date, any dates, and actually still want to be with you. If she do come out of her pocket, y'all ain't going nowhere.
Right.
I'm going to be real.
Come out your pocket, that's a negative. Like, yeah. I don't want nothing to do with you after the day. I just want to, I'm going to pay for mine, so feel free not to call me. Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
So, how I look at it is, and I don't want to say that whole bringing it to the table. The whole idea, you should be showing me what your value is. What is your value going to be in this relationship? And what I mean by that, conversation. If you have no conversation, you shouldn't go on dates. As a woman, if you do not have a conversation, you don't need to be going on dates. Because you're not going to, for the most part, you would find it disrespectful if I said, I'm going to knock you down the first date. But I'm paying for the first date. So my thing, you have to bring something to the first date. So you can't bring your beauty if I can't have your beauty on the first date. So bring your conversation skills. Right. Talk to me. Let me know what you about. Let me know things you like to do.
Call me crazy.
Okay.
In my world, bring your time and your attention. It's a service. Give me the shot I desire. You ever, like a entry fee to a talent show or something like that?
Yeah.
When I get the entry fee to the talent show, hey, I know I might not win, but I get the same amount of attention. Like, hey, you gonna give me a fair shot.
Okay.
Bring your time and attention, because I'm most likely gonna say something funny. That's my. I'm gonna say something funny.
I don't know, but I'm kind of arrogant, so yeah, I know I'm gonna say something funny. I'm gonna make you laugh. You're gonna smile, all that kind of stuff.
If you give me the time of day, I guarantee you, I will win you over. Just give me the time, the date, like the portion of it, the spending part. We put a lot on it because it's the fact that we own the dates and in each other's space, spending time has been minimized so much. I mean,
yeah,
it's great. As phones are and technology is, it can send you to a whole new world that ain't got nothing to do with me or the moment you in. We don't live in the moment no more. We live in the internet. We stopped being people who communicate back and forth in person, and now you got keyboard warriors. You got Facebook Casanovas. I'm like, fam. I remember it was a day. You go to the mall and you shoot your shot, you get instant results.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk up on you. We call it mossification. If you got Randy Moss, you know what I'm saying? She didn't pick up what you was saying and she just kept walking and you stopped.
Yeah.
You got dissed. But it is what it is. It's part of the game. It's different.
But that's the thing is the game's changed because I think people got lazy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because if you go back 90s, early 2000s, before cell phones really were pushed like that, you had to work on your mouthpiece because you only had about 30 seconds before she gone. Like, hey, I got to shoot. If I'm going to shoot at you, hey, I'm trying to win.
But it's crazy. In order for us to do that, you understand the amount of resolve we had to have? The amount of the amount of boldness and break, like, fam, I'm finna walk up to a complete stranger, and the likelihood that I'm gonna get shut down, because if she really fine, she most likely to shut down somebody before. And I go into this knowing that I know, hey, I'm shooting my shot at I'm gonna say 1 in 20.
But that also taught you strategy. Yeah. It's like, hey, everything don't work on every woman.
Remember Wingman?
Yeah.
So that's part of the strategy. Like, hey, bro, I'm gonna need you to at least hold her attention while I get my 30 seconds, my 15 minutes of fame, fam. You just keep her at bay.
Yes.
While I say what I gotta say.
Now, but we gotta get to what do women do? Because we know what men do. Like, because since the beginning, 99% of the time, the man is approaching the woman.
Right.
Even though times have changed and women say they've changed, all those kind of things, there's not too many women out there shooting them shots.
The expectations haven't changed. Unless you are, some sports figure or a millionaire. Like, you have to have some form of value that they deem valuable in the moment. Like, get you a million Instagram followers. A chick might blow up your DM. Like, it is what it is. But I hear what you're saying. What do they do currently? Like, in the moment?
Yes. In 2023, we in a new year, y'all. What should women actually do?
In my world, like I said, if I'm pursuing you, give me my full opportunity. Don't hit me with the whole scrolling Instagram while I'm talking to you over dinner. That's disrespectful.
So time, attention,
and a fair shot.
Okay.
At the first date, because like I said, if we ain't got no expectations, like, hey, it is what it is. When you accept my offer to go on the date, understand that when I'm going on this date, my intention is not to get you in bed. If we get there, then that's cool.
Yeah.
But my intent ain't to get there with you. My intent is to learn about you, be in that space with you, enjoy your company, you enjoy mine. And like I said, give me my fair shot. If this is a good thing that I got going with you, the next time, I'll be like, hey, we should do this again. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. The worst thing that can happen is I get off a date and I just be like, nah, we good. Because I know I just wasted. I spent 30 minutes to an hour that I can't get back. Mm. I'm like, the money fine, but the fact that I could have been doing anything else with that hour, it bothers me greatly.
Oh, I understand. Maybe me being the person I am, I could just say it like this. All I need is your time, like where you're actually talking to me. Sure. Oh, I know I could talk to you and get you to let your guard down, talk to me, because I'm very charismatic. But if you don't give me that fair opportunity to say, hey, this is me, I'm trying to get at you, it really doesn't work.
Like I said, you know what could alleviate all this, right? A contract. And so
contracts ain't gonna work nothing.
A contract will work, fam.
Or take him to the park.
Take him to the park, yeah, 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like no phone policies on dates. I'd be like, we don't do phones. Like, you keep your phone on you, but you got to put it on silent. Only thing you're gonna need to do is, call after, but full attention. If I was still in the dating scene, I want full attention.
Okay, I agree with that one. So, ladies, if you're curious about what you can do, actually give that man your full undivided attention.
Yeah, a fair shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then stop, like I said, no phones on dates, because I want you to understand how tacky this is. Do not snap a picture of the food on the date. Okay? That's the most irritating thing. I just think that's the difference. I'm like, you're literally telling me that I do not expect to come back here.
No, to me, that tells me that you ain't never been nowhere.
You ain't never been nowhere, and you ain't coming back.
If you don't know, there's this place in Dallas called Dakota's. It's a little pricey and stuff like that. But you can tell the people that been there before and haven't been there. There were certain people sit down, eat, look nice, they were good. Then there were certain people, let me get my phone, take a picture of everything.
Everybody gotta know I've done this. I did that.
You can tell the person. That's like tourism. Like, you could see the people have been somewhere before, because it's like, they're not like, oh, look. It's like, oh, that's nice. Okay. Because it's almost like you're too excited.
Yeah.
And if women don't understand, that's like a dude coming up to you. Oh, no, he too thirsty.
Oh.
It's like, oh, no. You just seem like you want this way too much.
Thirsty. You thirsting over clout. Like.
So, same thing.
Pose. I'm going to open this up to the women. If you don't agree with what we saying here, which you might not, question, what do you bring to the initial date that's beneficial to person you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I want to know. We want to know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. When is enough enough? And it's time to get out of a relationship.
Hell, enough is like, I know, like, some people are like, nowadays, everything is enough. It's like, oh, I didn't like the way you did that today. That's enough. But if you're in a serious relationship, you know somebody's going to piss you off, especially if you're married. I don't know one married person where at some point in time their spouse ain't pissed them off and like, oh man, I could have been single for this. But you know, that's just right now. That's not how you truly feel. It's like you're venting and it's like in your head, hey, it may be easier doing it this way. Because it's easier to do some move by yourself than with a group.
Right.
So my thing, enough is enough when it's like you took it to a level that you cannot come back from. Like when you take it there. Like for some people, cheating.
Yeah.
Like you took it someplace, I'm never going to trust you the same way again.
Right.
Now some people are cool. It's like, okay, you cheated. Hey, we truly need to discuss these things and understand why you did this. Some people don't care. Like you did it, no matter what.
In my world, I'm not here to figure nothing out.
Well, see, it just all depends. Because my thing is, I try to be as fair as possible. Now, I don't know what I would do in the moment, but look at it like this. Let's say me and my wife are truly going through things. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, when my wife was pregnant with my son, like, I realized she was sacrificing a lot for me. But I'm going to be real, I wasn't getting none. And I was pissed.
Okay.
And, like, this was back at that point where it was like, bruh, if you weren't giving me something, I'll go find somebody else kind of thing. That's how I was thinking. But then I'm like, I love this woman. I won't be with this woman. So I have to sacrifice certain things for this woman.
Right.
But some people have the idea that, and me and my wife, we sat down and talked about it. And, okay, we came to understanding, hey, okay, cool. But that's something that you have to discuss with them. Now, if you were just like, man, you're going to suffer. Like, well, I got to suffer.
One, I want to go back because you said that you have to do for this woman. I don't want you to minimize it. It's what you chose to do. Because there's a lot of dudes out there who could choose to do the same, but they don't.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't want you to put it on like I had no choice. I have to do this. No.
What?
You chose to do that.
Yes.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yes. I chose to sacrifice for my wife because my wife was sacrificed for me.
Yeah. So, you made those choices, and that's based on benefit, right?
Yes.
Granted, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, anybody can do, you can do whatever you want to do. So the world is open. The world is your oyster to eat it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When should you get out? When the benefits are minimal. When they don't measure up. It's just because whatever you deem benefits, first of all. Now, some people hit you with those base level benefits. Oh, she cooks, she clean, she she'll wash my trash, whatever. But in reality, no. What I want when I feel like it's a issue or I gotta move on is when first of all the support lead. If you ain't gonna rock with me like I'm rocking with you, then I don't see no point in it. We waste our time.
Red flag.
Yeah, it's a problem. What you mean? I come through now. Don't get me wrong. Be reasonable, logical with me. Like, hey, I don't think that's gonna work because X, Y, Z. Now, if you choose to go down that path, I'm with you.
Yeah.
However,
I told you.
But I told you that I don't really think that'll work. And then that give me my choices. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
when it's time to leave, when the benefits ain't enough. Like, hey, we ain't. You leave a job, you don't leave jobs because people think they leave jobs because of pay. You don't really leave jobs because of pay unless it's McDonald's and you got a family to feed. But for the most part, whether you the janitor or the CEO, a check come with it. Only reason you really want the money that you think you want is because you want the lifestyle that is associated with that money. So you don't leave the job for the money. You leave it because benefits ain't there.
Yes. So, and I do got to put this disclaimer out there real quick. Please understand, when we're talking about leaving, we're talking about, hey, no one is abusing you. If you're being abused, if you're being harmed, mentally, physically, leave. I'd rather you leave than sacrifice your physical or mental health. Right. We're not talking about those things. We're talking about to the point where you're in a relationship or a marriage and it's not working. It's not clicking.
But I also want to make sure they understand this, though. Majority of the time, if a relationship is not working, you're not working. It's not like, don't get it confused. A lot of people want to play that blame game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they not doing this, and this, and that's why I stopped doing this, and this. Don't allow them to change you. If you provide this level of service, don't diminish your level of service because that gives them all the reason to do what they did.
Yes.
If you take away the benefits in your contract or what you say you all about, me, I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be this, that, the third. That's what you're gonna get. The premium B-Hunt package don't change. I'm not gonna lessen your service. But at the same time, if you ain't paying your portion, if you ain't providing the services you said you was gonna provide to match up with what I'm providing, I'm taking account. I have no choice because I know what I'm bringing. This is what I said I was gonna do, and I kept my word. Your objective is to keep your word to me.
Yes.
If I can't trust you, I can't be with you. And if you're gonna lie to me from jump, then what's the point? If you're gonna tell me that you're gonna be whatever it is to me, you need to be what you said. If I can't fault no woman who go into a relationship and tell somebody, I'm trash. I'm not here for love. I'm a moment. You try to make that. That's why they say don't turn hoes to housewives.
Yeah.
If she told you she was a hoe fan, unless you want to be a pimp, leave her alone. Because that's what she want.
I mean, what was that feature? Said she's for the streets.
She's for the streets. If she's for the streets, leave her to the streets. It's okay to go play in the streets. You remember we used to play in the streets? But keep in mind, when the street lights come on, take your ass home.
Yeah.
Easy. I'm not gonna be out with you all day.
Like, my idea, what I think about a lot of times is I'm very weary of anyone, man or woman, that says they did everything right and the person did everything wrong.
Right.
Because, like, we'll place that blame game on people real quick.
Really quick.
Well, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, they didn't do this. Oh, what did you do? Oh, I did all this, I did all that, I did all... Like, hold up.
Bro.
They didn't do nothing? Then why'd you get with them in the first place?
There's always... What I don't understand is people act like they don't understand cause and effect.
Yeah.
There's always a root cause. There's always a root cause.
Yeah.
You like TNT, the fuse, because you lit it, the fuse is going to burn. Just because you didn't see it blow up yet don't mean it's not going to blow up.
Yeah.
It's going to pop. So, yeah, you stop paying attention to what your wife doing. You stop caring about you stop caring about your wife's feelings. That was the spark. All it takes is a spark. Boom, now that fuse is lit. Now you're giving her a reason to start looking at every little thing that you do that support her claim to he don't support me.
Yeah. Like when I was me and my wife, before we got married, we went to marriage counseling. They asked certain things like, hey, how you feel about cooking? I told them I love to cook. My wife never has to cook. And even till this day, I tell my wife, you don't have to cook. That's not something I require in marriage. Now, yes, you have to make sure our kids eat. So if you gotta go out to get them something to eat, or you gotta go in there and figure something out, you have to figure that out for them. But for me, that is not a requirement.
Right.
So that's why I could say here in a clear head, oh, your wife don't cook? No, I don't ask her to cook.
Yeah.
Because I don't need
Take
that.
care of your fun.
Yes. Like the things that I need someone to support me. Like through thick and thin, like I need you to have my back.
Right.
It's like even when I don't want to have my own back, hey baby, get up. Hey baby, so hey, like for example, I'm trying to work out. I want, like me and my wife talk about, hey, how we could work on both of us working out. That's how you get those things to happen.
Yeah. I feel like at a certain point, you should always want to be the cheerleader for the person you with. Support, like, hey, you in the gym? I see you. Acknowledgement. I see, because whether you're doing it strictly for you or for me, I know it's beneficial to you, and you living a prosperous, healthy life is beneficial to me. So I'm going to cheer you on. Yes, go do that.
But the thing is, if you're not doing those things, why are you not doing those things?
Exactly.
Like in today's time, we want so much of everything, but we want to give so little of the bare minimum.
Oh my gosh.
Like people will just skate right above that line before you can say, man, you trash.
Bro, it's like people are bargain shopping for your relationship, your life partner. Somebody you're going to be dealing with for the rest of your life. You bargain shopping for that. You want your nigga 20% off, 50% off. Then you wonder why you got the Black Friday TV that break down like 2-3 months in.
TV got that line going across it.
You like, I just bought that. You was looking for a trash nigga. You thought you was so interested in getting the most bang for your buck that you got the limit.
Yeah. When you realize you pay for what you want. If I want top of the line, I'm gonna pay for top of the line.
And I'm gonna take, and I want nothing less.
That's like a lot of people don't understand. With certain clothing, it's cheaply made, but when you buy certain clothes, they actually put work into it. If you ever look at Louis Vuitton, let that thread come out. You could take it back to the Louis store right now, and they'll give you a brand new Louis.
Because they like, we stand by our product. And that's why I said it's the benefits. I stand by my product. Brian Hunter is an amazing product. I stand by it so much so that if you complain about B Hunt, I'm going to think about it. The silent prophet going to think about what you said.
Yeah. And that's what you got to do.
And then I'll make my decision on whether, hey, is this something that I need to give you a new version of B Hunt tomorrow, or are you just tripping?
Yeah. But for those people that don't know enough is enough, you should know deep down in your heart what's really enough. Now, if you were never truly in it, you weren't in it. So just cut your losses and go on about your business.
I'm saying, if you got your, it's like I said, if you got your nigga 80% off, don't be upset with your nigga. Don't be upset with him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Your dude ain't what he said he was gonna be. He ain't all he cut out to be. Just remember, you ain't paid full price for that man. You ain't bring your shit to the table. All right. Why is it when women can't pay for children, the government assists them? But when a man can't pay, go to jail. Again, that's over here in America, by the way. There's other countries out there they don't pay child support.
Yes, because in other countries, they actually understand, hey, that's my child. I'm going to take care of my child. Do what I need to. But I'm not supposed to be paying for her lifestyle, things like that. Right. Now, I thought about this because I saw this one article. They're talking about in Atlanta, Section 8, a lot of apartments are starting to not accept Section 8 anymore because they're not getting everything they need from Section 8. And I thought about it. Section 8 was never meant for you to be on the rest of your life. It was supposed to be, hey, times are hard. Section 8 helps us grow, helps us get to that point where we can get back on our feet. But what we do in society now, Section 8 became the father in the relationship. Because if you're on Section 8, you know you can't have no man in there. So that's why he ain't on the lease. That's why all this other stuff happens. And that's why some people are like, oh, I'm going to milk it for all its worth. But when you sit here and think about on the other end, when it comes to fathers, hey, man, time's hard. Man, I'm over here trying to make money. We already know now, Black women are coming up in the workplace. All props to Black women.
Shut up.
But as a Black man, you're trying to come up to, you have to pay for your children, whether you're divorced, whether you just had a child. Hell, there's some dudes pay for kids that ain't even their kids.
Wow, to me. Because I'm like, once I figure out the government gonna have to explain that one to me. Once I figure out that the kid ain't mine, I don't care how long I've been paying for him.
Yeah.
You need to reverse.
I need my money back.
Like, let me go. But, is what it is.
But the only reason I'm bringing this up is because if you look at the way it's set up now, hell, you getting screwed over to be a dude. Like, oh, I got to pay for somebody else's kid. Oh, just because I thought it was my kid. You said it was my kid, but it wasn't my kid.
Because ain't no dude walking up in the, let me take that back. There's not any man that I personally know of that's going to walk up in there and be like, I know that's not my kid. I need to sign the birth certificate right now. No, I'm not signing. That's not me.
But you realize, we went to the University of North Texas.
Yeah.
Human sexuality and the psychology of sexual behavior. You know the number one thing that every man has been fearful of at one point in time, if you had children, the idea or possibility that child could not be mine.
Yeah.
And it's bad because they did this study where it was a grown man. His daughter was 15, and then he had one that was 8. And the oldest daughter had I think it needed a bone marrow transplant. So he's like, hell, take mine. Because if you're the father, you are a perfect match for a bone marrow transplant.
Oh, I'm not.
But the thing that comes out, the doctor told the father, you cannot get bone marrow. And he's like, why? I'm her father, so we should be a genetic match, compatible. Come to find out, neither child was his. You know what that guy do to a dude?
I ain't never. Like, don't get me wrong. Getting cheated on, like I said, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's my rule. I get cheated on, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I get cheated on, and you tell me that I've been here with you 18, 15 years in his case, taking care of somebody, building that bond and attachment and all that, and you tell me that ain't mine. Ain't no. Like, I'm very cordial. I'm very like, hey, we need to work this out. Let's be adults about this. But right then, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not him. I'm somebody. It's probably I'm gonna give it that forewarning. It's probably best you never see me again.
Yeah. Because
I don't need that. Because I might flip. I don't know.
Oh no, I know I'll flip. I'll be like, hey, yeah, I gotta go.
But like I said, cheating on, hey, this is what it is. I guess you didn't like the package I was bringing. Cool. So that's what you want? Good. Let's just wrap this up in a nice little bow, cut it clean. I'm gonna be out. We good. You bring kids to that, now we got a problem.
Like, when people talk about equality out here, they always slant it from one end or the other end. Let's just be fair. Right. Like, why is it okay for you to get government assistance all your life because you have a child? But if I have a child and I can't afford, I get locked up. There was one guy that he paid his child support ahead of time, and he paid over the amount. They literally locked him up for 6 months. And I wish I remembered his name, because somebody's gonna say, "Oh man, he made that up." No, you can actually look it up. Man actually overpays for child support and gets 6 months in jail. The judge found him guilty. I'm like, where does this happen at? Like real talk, I wish I would look. Matter of fact, why you
looked that up? That's absurd, first of all. And second of all, when it comes down to the whole child support thing and why men not getting it, I feel like the world is playing this whole like handicap game. So it's like you admitting that men, got this upper hand on you, right? But at the same time, we can't have that. So we put all these structures and laws in place to keep you minimized. Like, I think it's in Europe. You understand that in Europe, you can't do physical or emotional or verbal abuse to your wife. So if your wife is doing something that you deem, disrespectful to you, just the act of raising your voice, she could press charges and you have to go to court to defend yourself.
Yeah, here you go.
Like, I'm just like, that's wild. But go ahead, you got the story?
Okay, so this is last November. Father shows up at Harris County District Court Judge Lisa Miller. Let's see.
A female judge. Now it just seems
like he gets 6 months in jail. I'm trying to find his actual name because let's see. The Texas judge found his last name is Hall in contempt and sentences him to 6 months in jail time and orders him to pay his ex-wife attorney's fees.
I'd be like, just the attorney fees? Do I have to pay child? Because it's not that I got to pay child support now. It's because I overpay.
And that's the thing.
You send me to court to send me to jail and pay your attorney fees? Come on, man. At a certain point, the government got to get out of people's households. The government got to get out of people's house.
Yeah.
Like, get out of my relationship. House, maybe. Because,
Clifford Hall from Houston.
And it's in Texas?
Yes. From Houston, Texas. Clifford Hall overpaid child support and for his 11-year-old son.
And go to jail for overpaying.
Yes. 6 months. And you're not going to sit here and tell me, that's fair. You're not going to sit here and tell me that.
That don't make sense. I don't get it.
And if you don't believe me, look it up. Clifford Hall, 6 months in jail, 11-year-old son. Houston, Texas.
Shout out Houston.
Man, it's cold as ice out here. You can't sit here and tell me I ain't cold.
I can't even fathom that. I'd be like, you silly if you think I'm finna go sit behind bars for doing what you told me to do. You told me to pay. I paid, and I paid more.
And the bad thing is, if you watch the video, he's like, that's my son. Of course I'm going to do for him. So I overpaid. I didn't want no issues. I wanted to make sure he had what he needed. So he overpaid. I'm like, why is the men are actually stepping up to the plate and doing what they need to do?
Bro, I'm telling you.
Getting held over.
Look, but that's how it always is in society. If they pass a law saying, hey, we outlawing guns, all the criminals still gonna have their guns. You're not stopping them, you're just stopping people who abide by the law. It's the same, apparently it's the same thing in relationship. If you a guy and you taking care of your business, doing for your kids and all that, the government's still gonna find a way to lock you up. If that woman has an issue, what you doing?
6 months.
But I guarantee you, she would have had a dude out there who she let knock it down and he just disappeared, gone with the wind. Ain't no issues. I ain't seen him since he left me with this kid. And she just don't complain about it. She just got a lifelong complaint.
Man.
It's what I don't know.
It's a cold world out here.
Ice cold.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? 31 below. 32 below. We're about to go into this next segment. But before we go into this next segment, once again, if I could get you to like, share, or subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you are just coming across this on one of our multiple social media platforms, we prefer you be on YouTube and or Anchor, correct?
Yes.
Right. That being said, if you are on YouTube, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to make this real simple. It's something, the number 4, DA, people. And if you want it to be even more streamlined and simplified, throw a podcast at the very end of that. So it's something, the number 4, DA, people, podcast on YouTube, something for the people if you're on any other podcast situation that's Stitcher.
We're everywhere. Like, subscribe, share, send it to your friends. Hey, y'all can have a good conversation about it too.
Yeah, this is just, you see us up here talking, but it's really an open dialogue. We want you to take this to your home and formulate your own thought process. Eventually, we're going to get this thing set up where you can actually call in and talk to us. But before we get to doing that, anybody you want to show love to?
So, as always, I like to shout out my beautiful wife. Love you, baby. She is on Facebook, on Instagram, and she has her own website, wasteddesires.com. You could go find them for waist beads, anklets, bracelets, thigh chains, all those different things. Her other business, Traces Like Mine, and Yanni Like Mine. Traces Like Mine, natural chemicals for Black women's hair. From a Black woman, for a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Yanni Like Mine. If you don't know what Yanni is, please look it up, ladies. If you do, make sure you understand it doesn't just clean itself. Take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Cousin Mike. He's a SOB, which is not what you think. It's state of being. Keep that in context. Go check him out. Tyler Bailey, that's Luxury Clothes by Luxury Guy. He's made clothing for a lot of the celebrities that I'm certain you listen to. Outside of that, D-Mac, he's a barber. He's in Dallas. You should see him. I should see him. Outside of that, since we love Nate Way.
Nate Price, Grit and Grind.
Yeah.
Check him out. He's a personal trainer. He cultivates and helps his clients to reach their goals and success. I need to see him because, I'm trying to get the summertime ready. I need baby oil.
First of all, probably spring. Probably spring first.
I know, but hell.
We got to spot spring break.
Man, don't get me wrong. I want it by spring break, but I'm trying to be smart about it. Because, when you try to drop that weight real fast.
Release issues.
Yeah.
You're right. All right. Now we're jumping into You Won't Believe This. You won't believe this. People are starting to come out as transracial and transage. How far is this going to go? Now, I'm going to support my trans brother, but mine is trans. I'm trans rich. Okay? I'm not broke. I identify as a rich man. A very wealthy man. I identify as that. I believe myself to be very well.
I was thinking about something. You remember back in the day when they said you were schizophrenic? You had multiple people in your head?
Mm-hmm.
Is that possibly what's going on now? Because, your name is this. You've been this forever and a day. But in your mind, you thought you were this. It's like, I understand people loving cultures, adapting certain cultures, things like that. That is fine. That's cool. I don't knock people for that. Eminem was a great example of that. He adapted, but he never came out and said, I'm a Black man at heart. No. Even though he's one of the top 4 best rappers alive. Like, when it comes for bars, he's one of the top 4 best rappers alive. But he ain't never come out and say, hey, man, I'm a Black man at heart. I identify as a Black man because I went through the Black struggle and all that kind of stuff. I'm not knocking people for your thoughts, but when you say those things, people scratching their head like, bro, they don't make it. First of all, you're transracial. So you're a black person identifying as a white person, or you're a white person identifying as an Asian person. Go over to Asia right now and tell them that, my bad, go over to China right now and tell them I'm a Chinese person. They're going to look at you like you crazy as hell.
I don't get that. Now, transracial, that's one thing. Because in my mind, granted, I do identify as a black man, right?
Yes.
But I also understand that race is a artificial construct because in the grand scheme of things, we are people.
Yes.
I will not deny that we as black people have had our struggles, and because we've had our struggles and the fact that racism is a part of the very fabric that is America, I am not going to sit back and tell you that I'm not black. No, I'm black. I represent the black people, and I understand the struggle, right?
Yes. And my thing is, I could understand. I apologize.
What do you think?
My thing is, I could understand if you say, yes, I am black, but I'm trying to be my own individual and raise above what people think being black is.
Right.
Because people think being black is one thing when it's a multitude of things. But
it's a heritage.
Yes, but when you go to the point where you're trying to sit here and tell me, like, you identify as like, that's like, you remember, well, none of us were alive in the 70s, but I remember my dad telling me a lot of dudes, when they start seeing Bruce Lee out there, everybody wanted to learn martial arts. It's like, man, if you ever watched The Last Dragon, the whole thing.
Bruce Leroy.
Yes, he won, but he was black at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's switching up.
It's like, yes, I like this culture, I like the heritage, I like things like that, but I'm still black. I don't understand when it became an issue to be you. Oh, well, I want to be this too. Bruh, like, oh, white people listen to music. Okay, cool. Oh, you like black music. Okay, cool. You got black friends. Cool, that don't make you black. Just like, oh, I got white friends. Oh, I can talk articulate and speak with a very good vernacular if I would like to. That don't make me white.
True. I want to get to the transage,
which is
no
weird.
The issue with that is, okay, for all intents and purposes, this is going to be, a scenario here. A pedophile walks into a courtroom and he just had sex with a 12-year-old, and the judge asks him, "So how old are you, sir?" "I am 12. "No, sir, how old are you?" "I am 12. I identify as a 12-year-old boy, and that is my 12-year-old girlfriend over there who also identifies me as a 12-year-old boy. So this was a consensual act between two minors. Right? You see, we gotta look at a certain point. Fact is fact, fiction is fiction. I'm not telling you now. I don't want y'all to feel like B Hunt finna dive down all through look. Binary, non-binary, all that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm fine with that. Live your life. I don't have no issue, because the difference between man and woman when it come down to my kids ain't really that important. You know what I'm saying? As far as how you identify, you can be a man identifying as a woman, or you can be a woman. In my world, would be considered a man that actually identifies as a woman in your world. Do your thing. I don't care about that. But when you start to bend the fabric of reality to fit the idea or the concept that you got in your head so that you can then again abuse a system. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what it all going to boil down to. You're going to abuse a system. You're thinking, I identify. What's to stop a 16-year-old from identifying as a 21-year-old and going up in the booty shaking club or going to buy a drink? Now this ain't my 16th birthday. This ain't my quinceañera. This is me going up here. I want to buy me some Hennessy. I'm 21 tonight.
Yeah.
We have, at a certain point, we can't keep bending. Like, no. Certain things are what they are. And your acceptance of those things or the inability to accept those things depends on disorders. We need to label them what they really are. That will be a disorder, young greatness.
Yes.
Because you believe something that is true to fact, not true. If you've been around the sun 35 times, you 35 years old.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about it, don't try to switch it up. Now, when it comes to money, because money is like I said, it's another construct created by us.
Yes.
I created money. So if I value myself higher than what you value me, I can see somebody saying they trans rich. Yeah, I'm trans rich, man. I'm really rich in my mind.
Yes.
But when you start telling me that, no, I identify as a 7-year-old, and I catch you on the playground, on the swing, and you talking to my daughter, fam, I identify as an innocent, guilty man. You can't tell. If the judge asks me, sir, what did you do? I did nothing. I am innocent. But it said you killed him. You say that, but how I identify, because I got to bend my fabric too. If we going to bend it, we going to bend it too.
But that's the issue that we come across, is because people are starting to bend everything.
Bend it all.
Like, and
it's like they're denying acceptance.
I could understand, like, certain things you believe, that's cool. But when your belief is starting to affect everyone,
when you want to force,
that's like religion.
When you want to force everybody to conform to your ideas, because if you don't, then I'm somehow wrong. No. You believe what you believe, 100%. Believe that. Jewish people believe what they believe. Hindu believe what they believe. Buddhists believe what they believe.
Yeah.
The fact that all those religions can coexist together is because I respect what you do.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to change how you operate.
You know when those things can't coexist? War happens. War breaks out.
Yeah.
Because it's anarchy, is crazy, is wild for you to think you could force your belief, your thoughts on someone, and they have to deal with and suffer because you say that's what.
And I don't even want to say that we suffering. It's just, only reason I would suffer or could be considered a pain is because you actually think that I'm going to change my mind about you. If you think about this, Albertsons, I believe, had to change their slogan. Because, the old slogan, Albertsons, it's your store. Well, somebody walked in under the premise that it's my store, so I can grab whatever I want. If it's my house, I can grab whatever I want to grab, right? If it's my store, I can take anything out of here I want. Now, I take that to the judge. The judge like, no, common sense will tell you that's just a slogan. It's your store, as in you need to come purchase this up out of here. You can't tell me that you just believe like you actually own a store and all the merch here is yours.
But one of the things I realized, and I just have to say it, people are stupid. And what I mean by people are stupid, you realize how many signs we have to put up? Don't do this, don't touch this. Like, when I had my first job, it's a big old sign that says, please do not put your hand in the trash compactor.
I had one that said, please do not climb in the trash compactor.
Exactly. Like, my thing is, which stupid person, because when they put this sign up there, it's because somebody done it before. So, if you put this sign, like, so which fool actually decided, you know what, let me put my hand in there, let me jump in here, let me do this and see how it comes out.
But you know what, gas cans are no longer made, well, it might be made now, but I know a while back, for a good period of time, gas cans were not made in America anymore. Because people was taking gas cans and pouring it over open flames. Like, just like you, in essence, you're thinking it's like lighter fluid, but it's gasoline. It's different. So they pour it over, and then, of course, the fire travels up,
Mm-hmm.
And it blows up in their hand and they try to go sue the people.
Wow.
But it wasn't, the fact that it happened once was not enough. It happened multiple times and it just kept happening. So the people, the company said, you know what? I'm tired of this, because even when we print this thing on the back, if you ever read the back of gas can, they got a whole bunch of instructions on what not to do.
Yeah.
They got so tired of printing that they just outsourced that to a whole nother country. So if you tried to sue them, you'd be suing somebody in China where the rules and regulations are vastly different. It don't work.
Yeah. But it is true. Like how I look at it is because we keep trying to bend these rules when you know the facts. It's like, I'm not going to knock people for their preferences. Whatever your preference is, that's cool. But you know the facts. I can't go out here and rob a bank and say, oh, because I had money in the bank, it's my bank.
It's not your bank. What I will say is this: own the facts, and I'll respect the preference. You own the facts. You own the facts that, hey, if you a guy and you look like a guy and I walk up on you and I say, hey man, don't instantly jump down my throat, fam. This is what I see. Don't make it about me.
Yeah, wait.
But also,
We
like
got to work on it nowadays.
If I see a 36-year-old man, that's the one I'm not gonna bend on. If I see a 36, 70-year-old man and you trying to tell me you with a 12-year-old, nah, fam. Nah.
You just got stomped out.
You got stomped out. That's life. That's why I'm gonna draw the line. If you ask me, age, like if y'all want to say I'm against people because of age, then it is what it is. I ain't switching. Maegan Hall, 26 years old, of La Verna Police Department out in Tennessee, was fired after a probe found she engaged in sexual relationships with multiple officers.
I thought they said multiple police officers.
Yeah, multiple. Well, I'm sure most people gonna be fired or have been fired. But yeah, she got fired, I know.
My thing was, when I first heard this, I was like, man,
on duty. She was engaged in sex on duty. Go
ahead. The first thing popped in my head was not on duty. Not on duty from Friday.
Oh yeah.
It's like, golly. It's like, but don't get me wrong. Part of it I understood, but then part of it I was like, now, don't get me wrong. If you on duty and you turn off your walkie and all that kind of stuff because, you're engaging in this act, that's wrong. Not kind of wrong, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
But I'm like, I'd rather my cops have sex. They won't be so high strung. Man, once you bust a nut, you happy as hell.
Yeah, you thinking clear. Yeah. You ain't got that pressure.
You ain't got no pressure. I wish some people at my job would go and get them some. Because you wouldn't come to the job all angry.
Right.
Like, you over here upset for no reason. I think the same thing with police officers. You in a high stressful job, a high stressful situation. Hey, go and bust one and call it a day. It'd be much easier for you. It's like, think about it. If he bust that nut or she bust that nut,
he might not bust that shot. He busts a nut, he don't bust a shot. You more likely to get handcuffed. They might be in the
think about it. You got clarity and everything after you get some. You could think heavily on any situation now that you ain't got it on your mind no more.
Release, man. You just really chill, calm, and ready to deal with some craziness. Like, hey, man, it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me talk to you, bro. Come here,
man. What's your problem? All right, stop it, okay? Gotta get back in my squad car. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Like, man, think about it. Hey, you get one, then now you over here, like, oh, man. Oh, they having some domestic issues. Hey, man, let me tell you how you solve that problem real quick. Y'all go on in that bedroom. First one, get one. You lost.
That's it.
Like, I won the argument.
Easy.
Simple, easy. Both people happy.
Everybody ecstatic about this.
You won the argument. You got yours.
Yeah, everybody happy.
What dude you know gonna still be mad after getting one?
You can't be mad like that.
So
if you still mad after that, you really was upset. You need to go for the round 2.
now, on a serious tip, yes, you need to make sure you focus on your job, especially as a police officer. But I'm not going to knock you. Oh, you were a police officer.
Right.
Then there was a lady on an interview talking about, oh, we lost trust in the police department. Why? What they gotta do?
Look, what I'm telling you, she said she lost trust in the police department. But I'll be like, I ain't never seen a police department more united. They so united and connected that they actually connected.
Yeah.
Look, ain't no issue with them.
But what's bad is like they talking about a train. So you realize how many cops was like next?
But what I'm saying is, because I read the article that was like her husband stayed with her, right?
Okay.
Issue was, they had open marriage. He agreed to that.
Okay.
So I'm like, so the husband ain't hurt, right? Husband just fine.
Okay.
The participants in it, all of them had their situation. Well, not all of them, but a large portion of them had their situation. It was one black guy who was going to be considered the cockle, where, hey, you know, she heard about he was well endowed, and she went to see what it was like. And then at one point, she tried to invite the man wife to a threesome with her and her husband. Dude said, "No, I'm not with it like that, though." They honored that. It was like, okay, no issues, no problem. I'm like,
so they respected their relationships.
And I'm like, if I'm not actively being robbed and or assaulted right now, and you want to go and get bust down, like if you gonna bust one so you don't have to bust me, damn,
yeah,
go.
Think about it. Have you? I know I got out of it this one time. I know I was riding without my seatbelt and everything, and then I was driving. I got hit with the sirens real quick, and then I pulled that seatbelt over and lock it up real quick. He was like, "You know I stopped you, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, make sure you keep your seatbelt on." I was like, "You're right, my bad." I was like, "Man, go on, have a nice day." Cool. You were cool and collective in the situation.
That is someone who is happy at home.
Now, I've been in a situation where where we've had guns drawn on us getting out of the car because we're mistaken identity. And the thing was, it was all because we were black.
Yep.
Like literally, the only thing they had were 2 tall black guys. You know how many tall black guys there are? They didn't have a color or nothing. They said
more that
2 tall black guys.
He might be on duty all the time, and he heard that a black dude, the BBC was out there busting down his wife, and he just felt like, I'm going to stop all tall black dudes, so maybe I catch the culprit.
Man, all I know is when you have guns on you and you know for a fact you didn't do nothing, and you hear that, get out the car. Oh, hell, this got serious real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I always had it, I'm like, do I stick my hands out? Because I don't want to stick my hands out the window when they shoot my hand.
I'd rather you shoot my hand than shoot me in the neck or the head or something.
That's true.
I'm just saying, because how you're supposed to do it, you're supposed to put both hands out and open the door from the outside and then walk out. Trust me. When you don't want to get shot and you know you ain't done nothing, you trying to do everything right.
Right. I don't want to.
Like, nah, I ain't about to run. I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm saying. Back to what we was talking about. The lady, apparently she had been sleeping with 6 different officers. They had like a Girls Gone Wild event, and she was pulling up the top. Like, she's somebody who go live. So what I'm saying is, based on the last conversation with the trans, maybe she just can relate or understand. She identifies as a woman who has sex at work. She still, if she's not productive, that'll be the issue.
Yeah.
If she sees a crime happening in that moment, and she like, I can't jump off this, or tell you to get up out this thing to go chase this crook. If she chase somebody down with the vest on and the shirt and no panties, I'm be like, don't y'all stop her, man. She's servicing the community in 2 ways.
Yeah. All I'm saying is,
she a quality.
I don't see the issue. I really don't.
I don't see no. But like you said, with that lady hit that line. We gotta develop our respect for the community, like regain it. I was like, what you mean?
When did being a police officer meant you don't have a personal life, you ain't a freak or anything like that? When did your job dictate you could, like, I realized your job, you have to make sure you do your job.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're doing your job, all that other stuff,
if I'm doing my job, I can bust it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you can't do it at work. But if all I'm saying, I feel like cops have a lot of downtime, because I would like to think that the world ain't as screwed up as we try to make it out to be.
I hope it's not.
So I don't feel like every cop, especially somewhere in nowhere Tennessee, is seeing a lot of action.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Actually seeing action.
Like a little bit of action. You know what I mean? It's different types.
That's probably why they was doing, hey, man.
Boredom. They was
ain't nobody doing nothing?
Ain't nobody doing nothing. Let's do it.
Hey, call her over here.
You know she with that. Let me go see her.
I'm about it if she about it. It's like, okay.
Guaranteed. I just feel like ain't nothing wrong with her. Maegan, you a real one. You a real one. I hope they get your job back. Okay? Cool beans. And I know that they had to do some amazing things for their recruitment. You mean to tell me if I come to work, I ain't really got to arrest nobody, and I'm getting topped off? I'm gonna get some dome?
Yeah.
Maegan, you real. I'm gonna sign up.
Hey, man, you want to be a cop more? Hey, on top of being able to serve my community, I get served.
She gonna serve you.
And they can put the slogan, you just got served.
You just got served. Easy. I don't see no issues here.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of anybody else you want to show some love to before we cut this thing off, man?
As always, I would love to show love to the people out there. Thanks for liking, watching, subscribing, sharing the content. Feel free to share. If you have any questions, leave a comment at the bottom. We like to comment.
Mm-hmm. Also, keep in mind, I don't know, so it'll be here or there. It's on one of these sides, you'll be able to see previous episodes, but also it'll be like a little like icon. If you click that for me, just remember, if you are on one of the ones where it's an audio version of this podcast, like I said, the Anchor, the Stitcher, the podcast, hey, do me a favor, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that little notification button. We gonna be here for y'all. Consistency is what we try to bring. I know we coming. I know we on 80 episodes, but I mean 80 plus at this point. But at a certain point, we're gonna be coming. And we do anything special for the 100th episode?
I don't know. We gotta figure out something real big.
We gotta figure it out. We gonna see about that. Outside of that, like I said, once again, that is something. The number 4 DA people. On top of that, if you're on YouTube and you want to make that search, just like I said, a little easier, a little more streamlined, go ahead and throw a podcast on there. That's the number 4 DA people podcast. And all the streaming services that come from podcasts. This has been another episode. Thank you.
Y'all be easy.